What's up, YouTube? Back again for another video. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video of me doing any kind of rankings or music related stuff besides just, I recently uploaded a top 50 Alice in Chains songs video that I did, and then, a couple concert videos, but haven't done a review or anything like that in a while. So this video is going to be similar to what I usually do. This is going to be me ranking, since I'm on an Alice in Chains kick like I pretty much always am on. But this is going to be a list of my personal ranking of the Alice in Chains 6 studio albums. Now, this doesn't include the EPs like Jar of Flies or Sap. I mean, those are phenomenal in their own right, especially Jar of Flies. I mean, that album's incredible. But this is just going to be other 6 studio albums, just to keep it a little easier, because, it's not really fair to try to rank albums that have far less songs compared to full-length albums. So I'm just going to stick with the full-length, studio albums, the 6 of them. And this is a really hard list to do. It took me a while to figure it out, and actually a big change has happened even just in the last, recent time. It's changed. But I'll go ahead and get into it here, starting with number 6. As you can see there on the top, number 6 being The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here, the 2013 release, the follow-up to 2009's Black Gives Way to Blue. This was the second album Alice in Chains released with William DuVall as lead vocalist. I'm a big fan of this album. I'm really fond of it. I think it's a really good album. I think all their albums are really good, but this one's solid. A definitely solid album. It's just it falls a little bit short of some of these other albums. That's why it's at number 6, but it's still a very good album in my opinion. I listened to it a lot when it first came out, and I still love a lot of the songs. As you can see here, some of the songs in here: Hollow, Stone, Voices, Low Ceiling, Breath in a Window, Scalpel's good, Phantom Limbs heavy, Choke, really, eerie, dark song. It's a really good album. Very typical, prototypical AIC, really good stuff here. But when you try to stack it up to the other albums, it kind of falls a little bit below them, but that's not an indictment of the album. It's just how good the other ones are. So Devil Put Dinosaurs Here is number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have their self-titled album, Alice in Chains, or Tripod, or whatever you want to call it. Came out in 95, I believe. This album's really good. This is the CD version. I actually have the vinyl version coming in the mail soon enough, hopefully. But this album's really good in its own right. I mean, it's got some trippier songs on it, honestly. Some songs that, a couple I'm not huge fans of, but they have so many great songs on it. Grind, Sludge Factory, Heaven Beside You is awesome. Again, is a awesome, staple song for them. Frogs is good. Over Now is really good. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on here. Some trippier songs. This is one of their more kind of out there albums as far as like kind of psychedelic, trippier kind of stuff. But like, it's a really good album. It was their last full length album to feature Lane Staley, and it's a really good way, unfortunately, to close out his full length, campaign with the band. So, self-titled album coming in number 5. Coming in number 4, their most recent album release, 2018's Rainier Fog. I'm a huge fan of this album. I absolutely love it. It's really criminal to put this album at 4. I feel like I'm really not giving it enough credit, but I love this album to death. I really do. I mean, I think this has got some of their best stuff. Some of my favorite Alice in Chains songs, past, present, or future, if you want to call it that, are on this album. I mean, I think some of this stuff, even if it's not without Lane Staley, some of this stuff holds up to their all-time great stuff. Songs like The One You Know, Rainier Fog, I love that song. Red Giant, Fly, So Far Under, Never Fade, All I Am is amazing. I mean, this album is so killer. I mean, the middle part, Drone, Deaf Ears, Blind Eyes, that stuff's just okay. I mean, I like the song Maybe, but those 3 right there are the weakest links on the album. But everything else I think is just super high quality. I love this album so much. So coming in number 4, even though, like I said, if it's almost criminal to put it that low, in my opinion, is Rainier Fog. Coming in number 3, we have the first Alice in Chains album that they released full length in 14 years. 2009, or came out in 2009, Black Gives Way to Blue. The first album with William DuVall. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've listened to this album over the years. I mean, I absolutely love this album. I think it is exceptional. I think it's superb. I think it's just one of the best things they've ever done. Some of the songs on here: All Secrets Known, Check My Brain is one of my all-time favorite Alice in Chains songs. Last of My Kind, Your Decision's amazing. Looking in View, killer. When the Sun Rose Again has grown on me, I like it. Lesson Learned, classic vintage Alice in Chains. Take Her Out, I like it. It's a pretty good song. Private Hell's pretty good. Black Gives Way to Blue, the finale, is just an absolutely incredible song. I mean, that song right there is one of the most emotional songs I think ever written. I think it's absolutely a must listen. It's, you know, just, it's otherworldly almost how good it is. But yeah, this album right here is killer. Black Was Way to Blue. Even if you're not a fan of the new Alice in Chains with William DuVall, I don't see how you could not like this album, and I'll absolutely adore it. So number 3 is Black Is Way to Blue. Now, by process of elimination, you all know what the last 2 albums will be. It's just the order has honestly changed for me. So coming at number 2, we have Dirt. Now, this is, you know, their biggest album, the one everybody goes to as their number 1 album. And for the longest time, this was my favorite Alice in Chains album, and it's still right there at the top. But it's slightly fallen a little bit, and through no fault of its own, just because I've fallen in love with the other album a little more lately. But Dirt came out in 1992. I mean, this is one of the staples of 1990s grunge music right here. This album, I mean, it's got everything. Them Bones, Damn That River, Rain When I Die, Down in a Hole, Rooster, Junkhead, Dirt, Angry Chair, Wood. I mean, what could you possibly want more of an album than this one? I mean, there's a couple songs in the middle that people like that I'm not huge fans of, but other than that, I mean, this album is absolutely incredible. I mean, this one ranks up there with all the other great staple, you know, grunge albums like Nevermind or Nirvana or 10 by Pearl Jam or whatever you want to look at. This is one of the ones that are right up there with it. So Dirt is my second favorite Alice in Chains album, and it might end up being number 1 again. I mean, I'm sure it will at some point. It just depends on what day it is, but it's number 2 for now. So, number 1, y'all can pretty much figure out at this point, is the debut Alice in Chains album, Facelift, that came out in 1990. I have this on CD as well, and much like the other album I said, this album I have coming on vinyl in the mail as well. But I absolutely love this album. I mean, I've always thought it was great and stuff, but like, I've really fallen in love more with this album in the last, you know, few months or whatever you want to call it. I cannot get enough of this album. I think it's absolutely incredible. I mean, it's just so... it's so different. I mean, especially for that time. I mean, songs like We Die Young, Man in the Box is a grunge staple. Sea of Sorrow is amazing. Bleed the Freak, I absolutely adore it. Love, Hate, Love, It Ain't Like That, Sunshine. I mean, good lord, this album is killer. I mean, everything on here is good. Confusion, I like it. I mean, there's a couple, you know, the couple songs on there that I think are just, you know, okay or you know, pretty good. But everything, for the most part, on here is absolutely phenomenal. I just cannot get enough of this album. Songs like songs like Sunshine and It Ain't Like That, I never really quite respected or gave enough credit to, but now they're 2 of my favorite Alice in Chains songs of all time. And I mean, this album is so good. Lane Staley, this is, I think, in my opinion, this is peak form for Lane Staley vocally, especially songs like Love, Hate, Love. I mean, my God, he absolutely murdered this album, just killed it. He was so great. So, in my opinion, at least for now, Facelift is my number 1 favorite Alice in Chains studio album. So, that's my list of their 6 studio albums. I mean, like I said, Jar of Flies, I mean, honestly, for an EP, Jar of Flies ranks up there with anything they've ever put out. So, it would be hard to incorporate the EPs. I mean, Sap's good, of course, too, and like I said, Jar of Flies is just so great. But for just the studio albums, this is how it comes out right now. So let me know what you all think. What is your list? What's your number 1? You know, what do you think about this list and your opinions and what you personally think about how you would rank them? So let me know in the comments or whatever, and I'd love to hear the feedback. So thank you all for watching, and more videos will be up in the future, concert videos and so forth. So see ya.